Marhaba Al Jamil. We are Group 5 presenting United Arab Emirates. Our main objective today is to give information to everyone about UAE's tradition, culture, and language. So sit back, relax, and let us take you with us as we venture into the beautiful country that is UAE. Please allow us to introduce ourselves. My name is Baron Arnold M. Auriada, and I will be discussing about how English language is affected by UAE's culture.
I am Sophia Rain and I will talk about UAE's culture, entertainment, and traditions.
I am Carlos Gonzalez and I will be discussing how business works in United Arab Emirates.
I am Barnhan Saluan and I will be discussing about the type of English used in the United Arab Emirates.
And I am Alec Rupert Mendoza, and I will be discussing about United Arab Emirates beliefs.
Now let's start with their culture, entertainment, and traditions. The UAE is a home to 200 nationalities, and the UAE culture scene has celebrated the meeting of Emirati, Arabic, and the international cultures over many years. UAE has introduced a subject on moral education for public school students, which focuses on personal values and morals, the role of individual within the community, and child protection, to encourage students to gain skills related to empathy, tolerance, critical thinking, communication, good behavior, respect, and cultural diversity, and to encourage students to engage in dialogue about environmental, social, economic issues, and to ensure solidarity with others. UAE Emiratis are predominantly Sunni Muslims, and all social and political matters are driven by Sharia Islamic law. However, the UAE is tolerant of other religions and accords religious freedoms to expatriate populations. These religions primarily include Hinduism, Christianity, Sikhism, and Buddhism. Also, hospitality and generosity are two very important values in the Middle East. The region is known for its welcoming people who are interested in learning about their guests and welcome them to experience their culture. Emiratis are extremely friendly and welcoming people, so when greeting friends, they tend to use fairly long greetings with praises to gods in addition to hug and kisses. This is only between men. Although Arabic is national language of the United Arab Emirates, English is commonly used. Study says that 75% use English as their language and 25% is Arabic. Football is the most popular sport in the UAE. Falconry and racing horses, camels, salukis, and doves are just some of the traditional sports in the UAE that have deep culture and historical roots. Falconry, the art of training and hunting with falcons, has been popular pastime in the UAE for centuries, and the remaining popular activity among Emiratis today. Traditional clothing is designed for comfort in high temperatures and to keep with the Islamic religious beliefs in the country. Clothing that cover more parts of the body from sunlight is preferred. Ball gowns are common in this area. Ball gowns are commonly adorned with silver and gold. Colorful embroidered dressing is common during occasions such as wedding and dancing. A common dance in Gulf Arab countries is the Khaliji folk dance, which entails rows of women in close proximity to one another who move in slow fashion while rhythmically swaying their hair from side to side. The dress is an important aspect of the dance. Emirates, a band performed in the Yala, which is a cultural derived from the Arab tribe's sword battles. The Arab tribe is a part of the Arab Khaliji tradition. Yola, a type of music and dance also known as Al Ayala, has been registered in UNESCO as Intangible Cultural Heritage of Humanity in 2014. One of the UAE's most traditional singers is Mehad Hamad, who is known for singing patriotic lyrics and poems about desert. And that's it for the cultures, entertainment, and tradition Emiratis. Now let us proceed with the English language affected by the country's culture to be discussed by Byron Oriada.
The economic and cultural progress in the United Arab Emirates has been remarkable. The UAE is a diverse country where residents have a wide range of ethnicities. In line with this, the major factor in this development is the use of foreign labor and capital. 85% of the population is made up of foreigners, resulting in a significant effect on the native tongue in the UAE. Knowing the Arab Emirates, with its advanced and innovative technologies, it is indeed a very unique and progressive place. Without a doubt, the multilingualism of the Emirates is highly complex given their rapidly expanding civilization. The nation continues to be quickly engulfed with the new tongues due to the enormous and mobile international working population. It is normal to hear Emiratis conducting business in English with Filipino baristas, Indian store workers, or even Pakistani cab drivers. English has grown to a de facto lingua franca, which implies that it's extensively used by the majority of its native speakers. Although English is not an official language in the UAE, it is frequently used alongside Arabic in businesses and agencies of the government. English is needed in different sectors of in a society such as media and communication, organizations, government agencies, and education. Learning English in Dubai is essential to open up new opportunities in your career. Students who have access to the correct tools and opportunity can learn and achieve far more than they ever believed, possibly on their own. Learning English gives them an advantage over those who lack knowledge of the language. Employers prefer English speaking people because they are considered as a more professional fit for the positions available. The primary motivation for learning English is to improve communication with experts from all over the world. Many people travel to Dubai from all over the world to pursue their goals, just as they would in any other country. To meet worldwide educational standards, the UAE has implemented a comprehensive educational plan. The K-12 public school curriculum underwent adjustment in 2016 from the Ministry of Education. Modern textbooks and several English-speaking professors were some of these developments. These are many different varieties of English due to wide-ranging geography of UAE's resident population. The United Arab Emirates' fascinatingly rich language diversity was hardly touched by the current study, but it undoubtedly had an impact on the interest of individuals in learning both cultures and languages. The UAE offers an intriguing environment for language engagement that aims to increase the understanding of language blending and leveling in international English settings. The United Arab Emirates is far more established in the sense of scale. However, it remains to be seen whether English continues to specialize or to become stable and be known as international English. Moving on to the next topic, UAE's world of business and economy, which will be discussed by Carlos Gonzalez.
Sa country's economy growing, and UAE is one of the richest countries in the world. The UAE presents a favorable business environment. Despite being conservative and hierarchical, the UAE's business culture is quite straightforward. Face-to-face communication is highly valued, and personal relationships are essential. As a result, anyone who conducts themselves properly can prosper in business in the nation. According to the World Bank's Ease of Doing Business report of 2020, the UAE was rated 16th globally, first globally in getting electricity, third globally in dealing with construction permits, ninth globally in enforcing contracts, and 10th globally in registering property. Without a doubt, the UAE has an advantage over other nations due to its first rare infrastructure, specialized services, and expert knowledge. According to the Global Peace Index of 2021, compiled by Institute for Economics and Peace, the UAE has open diplomatic relations with all countries and long-term political stability. More than 200 foreign diplomatic missions are located in the UAE, and there are more than 100 active diplomatic missions abroad. It is also stated that UAE is the third most peaceful country in the region. And lastly, it is a member of Gulf Cooperation Council or the GCC, Arab League, and the UN and its agencies. In the United Arab Emirates, corporate social responsibility or the CSR is becoming an important component of business culture. The government passed a CSR regulation in February 8, 2018 that required businesses to disclose all CSR activity and provided financial incentives for CSR projects. In reality, CSR is currently required for the majority of UAE businesses. Many businesses use a variety of tactics to satisfy their CSR obligations. According to Expatica of 2023, the UAE has been a member of the World Trade Organization since 1996. Also, it is a member of the Greater Arab Free Trade Area, in which all GCC countries participate. UAE is cooperating with the GCC countries to conclude the free trade agreement with the EU, Japan, China, India, Pakistan, Turkey, Australia, South Korea, and the Southern Common Market. Furthermore, the UAE upholds laws that forbids monopolies and promote private sector growth and competition. It has close links with important regional and global trade organizations. I'd like now to give the floor to Baron Hans Laluan. He will be discussing about English used in the UAE.
So, the type of English used in the United Arab Emirates. So, English is a language that many individuals speak in the United Arab Emirates, despite Arabic being the primary language. English is the leading business language, and proficiency in English is an essential factor for success in the region. The United Arab Emirates is a multicultural country with individuals from different places and cultures. As a result, the types of English spoken in the country may vary depending on the person's background and education. Not only that, the person's language of choice can also come from media exposure, business needs, and personal preferences. While the use of American English is common in the United Arab Emirates due to US media and influence, British English is considered the default in formal settings. It is the language of education, government, and business, and you can observe this from how they spell. Individuals from the United Arab Emirates, in a formal setting, will tend to use the British spelling of many English words. Let's say, for example, the word color, instead of COLOR, they spell it as COLOUR. Then next, their vocabulary. They also use the British version of many English words, like say, biscuit is what they call a cookie, lift is what they call an elevator, and flat is what they call an apartment. And next, their pronunciation. Individuals in the United Arab Emirates pronounce English words like how the British pronounce them. For example, the letter R is often silent, just like in the British pronunciation. While in American English, they like to say it loud and proud. And another example is the word schedule. Americans pronounce it as schedule, while the British and the Emiratis say schedule. So yeah. Next, their grammar. Their grammar is also in British English. For example, they use at the weekend instead of on the weekend. They use I have not seen her for weeks instead of I haven't seen her in weeks. And lastly they use I talked to somebody instead of I talked with someone. And is it really important to learn British English while you're in the United Arab Emirates? Well, according to Maymun A, someone who communicates in English in the United Arab Emirates, it's essential to understand the differences between British English and American English and use the appropriate dialect in formal settings. And not knowing the differences between the two can cause communication issues due to the difference in grammar, words, and pronunciation. But why do many Emiratis use British English? Well, it's likely because the collection of independent sheikdoms that formed the UAE today was once a British protectorate. And in 1892, the sheikdoms signed a treaty where the British would protect them from any forms of aggression. And in return, they are not allowed to sell any land to another country without Britain's permission. And from there, they have done plenty of deals and businesses with the British. And last but not the least, Emiratis beliefs to be discussed by Alec Rupert Mendoza.
In a country where 200 nationalities reside, the country UAE has a forward-looking vision for the Middle East region, promoting moderate Islam, teaches inclusion, encourages innovation, empowers women, and welcomes global engagement. The country has approximately 40 churches, two Hindu temples, a Sikh temple, and a Buddhist temple, which welcomes multinational congregations. It is in the country's DNA to have mutual respect and a religious freedom even before the country's founding in 1971. The UAE became a model for religious inclusion. According to UAEembassy.org, since unification, the UAE government has consistently demonstrated its commitment to inclusion, implementing laws that protect religious freedom and programs that foster interfaith understanding. The temporary constitution adopted in 1971 explicitly guaranteed freedom of religion to worshippers to all faiths. This guarantee was reaffirmed in 1996 when the Federal Supreme Council permanently adopted the Constitution. The country is also working with partners around the world to advance religious inclusion. The UAE Constitution guarantees freedom of worship to all people. Protecting religious freedom is a central component of these efforts. In the UAE, where more than 75% of the population is Muslim, Islam is the dominant religion. The country is administered according to Islamic principles, and Islam is the official religion. People of all religions are accepted and respected in the UAE, which is well recognized for its liberal and moderate interpretation of Islam. In addition to Islam, various religions are practiced in the UAE. There are also other significant religions in the nation, including Buddhism, Hinduism, and Christianity. There are several churches, temples, and gurudwaras across the nation, and non-Muslims are free to practice their religion there. The UAE also has a significant cultural heritage, which is evident in its customs and beliefs. Emirati culture has a strong emphasis on hospitality, family values, and respect for the elderly. The UAE has made efforts in recent years to encourage religious tolerance and peace. The nation created the Ministry of Tolerance, which aims to encourage interfaith communication and peaceful coexistence amongst people of many faiths and cultures. The annual International Tolerance Summit is also held in the UAE and brings together international leaders and academics to address topics pertaining to tolerance and peaceful coexistence. In conclusion, the UAE is a nation that fosters religious tolerance and cohabitation and treasures its cultural legacy. People of all religions are welcome and respected in this country, which has taken initiatives to encourage interfaith discussion and peaceful coexistence despite the fact that Islam is the official religion. And that brings us to the end of our presentation.
We would like to take this opportunity to thank all of you for your time and attention today. We hope you found this presentation informative. Salamat.